Hi Dave, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Concrete Rocks LLC in Denver, Colorado. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get Concrete Rocks LLC in front of people searching for concrete services in the greater Denver area. So, like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. But I would love some feedback on whether it was helpful and whether I did a good job explaining things. I'm always trying to improve myself. I'm sure you understand. So I will be following up in the next few days just to see if you had a chance to watch it and what you thought. Okay, so let's jump right in. The first thing I always check for on every site that I audit is a big click to call phone number at the top. Almost 70% of website visitors will be on their phone. And it may seem like a small change, but it can actually really increase the amount of people who actually call after landing on your site. That's less of an SEO or search engine optimization issue and more of a user interface issue. But so I would suggest adding a big phone number, and I mean big, something that, and specifically one that you can click on and it calls right up. Okay, so then the next thing is content. How many words are on the page and how are the images saved? So you have, let's find out, Control A, Control C, throw it in my little word counter here, 773 words on your homepage now. We recommend to our clients they have a minimum of 3,000 words on their homepage and at least 1,500 on the other pages. See, Google loves content and will reward you if you have a lot of information on your website about what you do. The last thing on your homepage is images. So if I right click on theoretically any image, I don't think that one's no. Okay, let's see. Save image as. I can see that this was saved as original.jfif. That is not helping you. So what you want to do is actually save all these pictures again, but save them as key phrases that someone would type in when they're looking for your services and in your area. And I'll show you how to find out what keywords are the best to use for this in just a moment, but first I want to introduce you to a tool that my agency uses. This is called Ahrefs, and it gives us an in-depth look into how a website is performing. It's one thing if for a website to look nice, but it's more important for it to actually function as a lead generation machine, in my opinion, and in my agency's opinion, which is why we do what we do. Okay, so I put your website in, and here's your UR and DR scores right here. So your UR or URL rating is from 0 to 100. How trustworthy does Google think that this exact web page is? In this case, it's your home page. And your DR or domain rating is the same thing, but for your entire website as a whole. These are very low scores, but not very surprising considering that you haven't done a whole lot with search engine optimization for your website. So how we raise this is with content, like I said, and with backlinks. So you see these two numbers here, backlinks and referring domains. A backlink is any link from another site on the internet that points to your website. A referring domain is a website that has at least one of those links pointing to your site. So you have one referring domain pointing to your site a total of 2 times. Generally speaking, you do want to increase both of these numbers, but you do want to be careful. You only want backlinks from sites with higher UR and DR scores, so these ones right here, and that are relevant to your industry, because links from sites that are irrelevant or that have low trust scores will actually drag your credibility down. So now let's talk about keywords. A keyword, or better term might be key phrase, is anything that a person could type into Google and have you show up in the first 100 results. You're currently not showing up for any. So I did a bit of research for you to see what keywords might be helpful for you. I cross-checked keywords that mentioned your services and your service area, so concrete, Denver, and here's what I found. This keyword here, this one was searched about 150 times last month. That's the estimate that Ahrefs has for us. and it has a keyword difficulty or KD score of 0. So that what a KD stands for is keyword difficulty, and what it is on a scale, again, from 0 to 100, how difficult does Ahrefs think it will be to get to the first page of Google? We really like to go after keywords with a KD of under 5 because this will take less effort, less time, and less money to rank for, meaning faster results and a better ROI. Now that we've identified a good keyword to go after, concrete patios, Denver, I think that would describe something you do in the area that you do it, and it has decent volume. So now we're going to pop that into Google and see what we get. We usually get some ads up here. This time it's showing up right here. Most people ignore those. They have their time and place, but we're not going to focus on those today. This is the Google Map Pack. That's MAPPACK, Map Pack. Each of these 3 that show up here will get about 10%. And I say these 3 because, like I said, this one's an ad. And so most people actually avoid it like the plague. Okay, so right here we have the top 3. And how we get into this 3-pack is with citations. So first, make sure that your name, address, and phone number are accurate on your Google My Business page. Then post your name, address, and phone number to different directories like Yext, Yelp, City Star, White Pages, Yellow Pages, even Facebook. Google will notice these citations, and it will help increase your credibility and push you to the top of the maps result. If you get into the top 3, Google will show you here, and you will see an increase in calls for sure. Okay, but none of that is as exciting as getting into this spot right here. So this is what is called the #1 organic result. It's the first result after the map pack and after this little people also ask if that shows up. So this result right here actually statistically will get 31% of all of the traffic that comes to this page. So out of that 150, about 40 to 50 people will statistically click on the first result here. Now, since this one is Yelp, this is just another indicator of that very low keyword difficulty that we talked about, because Google would prefer to put a local result above a directory, but it doesn't think that this one's quite good enough to show up at the top. So we have to outdo them by quite a bit, but we can take a look at their website and think, what is it that they're doing right? Because they must be doing something right. What can we do better to outdo them? What can we copy, right? So let's take a look at their content. Yeah, they've got some words, but not that many. We can also take a look at their images. So save image as. Are they taking advantage of that? They are not. So that's one way we can definitely get ahead there. And then we can take a look at their scores, and again, they're very low. These are quite low scores, but we can take a look at what organic keywords they are showing up for. So concrete patios, Denver, sure enough, they're getting 16 traffic from that, but this is because they're not showing up in that first position. If they were in the first position, we would expect them to get 40 to 50. And then, there's concrete patio, Denver. That's singular instead of patios, and voila. They got 70 people searching that. And so this is a fun way to also find some keywords that otherwise we might not have thought of. But I want to show you really fast a good example of a bad example of a keyword. So this one right here, stamped concrete patio refinishing. So what this is a pretty decent it shows what you do for sure. The only trouble with this one, besides the fact that only 10 people are searching for it every month, or at least last month, right? The main issue with this one, though, is that it doesn't mention an area. It doesn't say Denver or another city nearby. Instead, it just says just the service. So somebody typing this in, if they happen to be near you and you show up in your ranking for this, then that's great. But if they happen to be in New York or California or wherever, and they're not near Denver, then that's not doing you any good. So it might be helpful to show up for it, but it's not something that you'd want to focus your energy on. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation. It was about 10 minutes long. I did good. So here's my phone number and my email address. I would be happy to answer your questions. Like I said, I'm just trying to do as much good in the world as I can. Small business, local business, family-owned business, that is my passion. I watched my mom struggling to run her own business when I was growing up. So now I've dedicated my time and my life to helping entrepreneurial people with families who just are trying to make a living and live a happy life. So anyways, that's just a bit about me. So real quick recap. You want to increase your relevant content on your site. For example, 3,000 or more words on your homepage, 1,000 or more words on the inner pages in order to be found more often on Google. You want to implement backlinks for high volume keywords like concrete, patio, Denver. And then you want to add citations, your name, address, and phone number to your Google My Business listing. And then you want to paste those all over different directories so that Google notices that you're popular. Therefore must be credible, right? Okay, so that's it for me, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to your feedback. Okay, bye.